Have you ever felt close to someone, but still completely unseen? Touched, but never really felt? Love, but never actually known? We talk a lot about relationships. We talk about love. We talk about loyalty. But what we don't talk about enough is intimacy. Not just sexual intimacy, but the soul kind. The kind that looks you in the eyes and says, I see you. The kind that sits in silence and doesn't try to fix you. The kind that feels like safety, not survival. Because there's a difference between being present and being with someone. So let me ask you something. When was the last time you felt emotionally fed? Not used, not tolerated, not just simply needed, but held, heard, healed. In today's episode, I sat down with licensed marriage and family therapist Teen Evans. That's the homie, by the way. And we dug deep into the wounds we don't even realize are still bleeding. The intimacy we crave in friendships, in therapy, in marriage, in life, and how the absence of it silently is starving our soul. Because lack of intimacy doesn't just create loneliness, it creates distortion, confusion, deficiency. And if we don't heal it, we inherit it. So before we dive in, let me ask you something. Have you ever confused closeness for connection? Have you ever mistaken consistency for true care? Think about that. And let's get into this.
I want to start a show.
Yeah?
Therapy in Black, that shows like what therapy with a Black practitioner really looks like.
Okay.
Like I watched the show, Therapy Something, and it was, typical white lady doing sessions with couples and stuff. And I was like, this is not what my sessions look like. Not that she was doing the work and like some of our learning was the same, but like, no, like this, it's still stuffy and like the couples look uncomfortable and it's all heavy. And so then people watch it and think like, no, I don't want to do that. Like that's what therapy looks like. But that's not what therapy look like with us.
Yeah.
Like we be chilling.
What does therapy look like?
Therapy is fun. Therapy is home, right? Like therapy should be comfortable. It should be like talking to somebody that you trust. I always say like all relationships are the same. Mm-hmm. All relationships are the same. They all have the same foundational principles. There's just different levels of intimacy. Mm. So I'm not sleeping with my patients or we not. I hope not. We're not romantic, but you still want the same things that you would want from a friend or a family member. You want trust, open communication, respect, all of those things. So all relationships are the same. So when you look at me and you're in therapy with me, like I want you to feel like we are building a relationship because that's what it is.
Yeah.
It shouldn't, I don't know what they be showing on TV, but that ain't what it looked like in my office.
I know that's one of the biggest barriers that I find with a lot of people, just like in our community, like Black community, brown community. Oh, my knees. Oh,
bro, I looked at my feet like I skipped the spot.
I'm glad y'all can't see this. Yo, dog, I think that's one of the biggest barriers though. It's like, am I going to go into an office with somebody who I can't relate to, who I can't vibe with, who doesn't understand my experience, who's going to talk to me like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, the reality of it is you come into an office, this studio right here, what you see is where I'm having my sessions at. Like, this is what you're going to get. Like, you got the podcast mics here. You got the Xbox here. You got the Oculus here. We got all type of stuff here where it's like, I'm really trying to create a vibe with people and really trying to like connect with them on a deeper level. Yes, I'm your therapist, but like, I see you, I get you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's that level of intimacy, right? Like, every relationship does have, people are scared of the word intimacy. Like that sounds scary. I don't want to be intimate with you.
Talk about it.
Because you don't know what intimacy means. Intimacy literally just means a sense of closeness. We should have a sense of closeness. You are telling me all of your business. Mm-hmm. And let's not act like Omaha ain't small. Like,
we big small.
We big small. But when it comes to the Black community, they're like everybody knows everybody. And so trying to build trust with somebody, and they are afraid to have mask off because if I show you who I am, then that means you could show other people who I am. Mm-hmm. I don't want nobody else to know who I am. But if you really invest in that relationship and people can just chill with you, like we just vibing, bro. Like like what's up? Like what's going on? But that's why we moved into the house. That's why we do therapy differently. Like you were saying, the Oculus and all that. I don't know how to play that stuff. So like, I don't pretend to be something I'm not in session either. Like I can't do it Payton's way. I can't do it another therapist's way. I have to do it Teen's way. So we have a kitchen. I know how to cook and I know how to meal prep with you, and I know how to help you to eat foods that are going to stimulate your brain. You don't want to take medication? Cool. Let's make some salmon though. Let's get some omega-3s in your body and some fatty acids that are going to help you with your memory and your focus and all that kind of stuff. Cool. We can garden. We can go out in the backyard and help you focus that way. I have a bathtub. If push comes to shove, we can soak. We can do a milk bath. We can have lavender. We can do all of that stuff because this is what it looks like at home. Mm-hmm. If you can do it here, you can literally just repeat this at home in the same environment. It's like there's so many times where we do stuff in the office, or I have shadowed people in the office, and I'm like, now what do I do? Like, what are they supposed to do with this information? And then next week, you got to start all over because they don't remember none of that stuff. It went above their heads. They don't know. I had a session recently with somebody and they were like, I seen another therapist and they were like, well, obviously it's your attachment theory. Like it's your attachment style. Your therapist hasn't gone over attachment. They were like, no, she's never said attachment. She's never said that. She never said attachment style. It's like, but you remember when I said, you communicate this way, and because of your childhood and like the things that you were going through, it makes you, more avoidant in this area, and it makes her more communicative, and she wants to like attach to you in this way, and you want to do this. That was attachment styles. Mm-hmm. Like, I may not use the terminology because it's just going to go over your head. Yeah. We just have real conversations, and it just looks different, and so it doesn't necessarily feel therapeutic all the time. I remember coming to your office and be like, do you ever feel like am I even doing therapy?
Yeah. I remember them conversations.
Like, is this real? Because it doesn't feel clinical all the time. But then I was like, reality therapy is a thing. CBT practices are a thing that are not like, it doesn't have to be all the big words and all the extra stuff. Teen and Payton can just be Teen and Payton and use our wisdom and knowledge and get to the people. And it still passes the test. It still meets the people and it still meets the requirements of therapy. It just isn't as stuffy as what people think.
Do you ever wonder why you react the way you do? Like why one small thing sets you off, or why you shut down even around the people you love the most? I'm here to tell you that it's not because something's wrong with you. It's because no one ever showed you a different way. Maybe you catch yourself snapping at your kids and hate it, but don't know how to stop. Maybe arguments with your partner turn into silence for days. Deep down, you're scared it's pushing them away. Or maybe you've been carrying stress, some anxiety, or some anger, but quietly. Because being the strong ones became your default, even when it's exhausting. So much of how we show up, how we love, how we communicate, how we cope was passed down to us. Some of it was just survival. Some of it was trauma. But therapy is where we unlearn what no longer serves us and start creating something healthier for ourselves and for the people around us. And I get it. I used to think therapy was only for people who were falling apart too. But here's the truth. It takes more strength to face yourself than it does to pretend you're fine. Therapy isn't weakness, it's growth. It's clarity, it's choosing to stop surviving and start healing. And yes, therapy is an investment. So is your peace, so is your health, so is your mental health, so is your marriage and your future. Imagine getting through an argument without turning into a war. Imagine laughing with your kids instead of apologizing after snapping. Imagine laying down at night and actually feeling your body relax. Therapy won't fix everything overnight, but it can help you feel lighter, more grounded, and more in control of your life. So if you're ready to do something different, this is your sign. Click the link to book your first session or visit www.bearcompanycounseling.com or call 402-224-6249. Therapy won't fix everything, and you can't change the past, but we can start building a brighter future. Hope to see you on the other side. Yo, I'm telling you, that's the most important thing, right? Like, you could have all the clinical terminology. You could do everything scientific, by the book, all of that. But like, if a person don't click with you, they talk about the number one most important piece of therapy is the therapeutic dynamic, or that relationship that you have, the intimacy that you're able to build with the client and the client with the therapist, which leads me into a question. You own TRC, the Relationship Center, which is right on brand with intimacy. Can you talk a little bit about how that started, what it is, and how intimacy ties into all of it?
No, I don't want to.
Dang! All right, that's it. That's all. We're out of here.
Man, so TRC, like, it started in this building. Like, it's weird. Like, it's nostalgic being here, but it's also like, like I love this building. It started on Winninghoff, but it started before then. So ever since I was like 12 years old, I knew I wanted to be a therapist. I just didn't know what that was, but I knew like there was something in me that just naturally did the thing with people. Like, I'm the person that people come to. How do I even know this information? How am I giving you advice? I don't know. Like, I don't know what this is, but it just felt like a natural gift. But as I grew up, life, man, like life takes you on this journey that you don't understand until you get to the destination and you're like, all that made sense, right? I can go through the whole trauma story, had a kid at 14, all these things. Like, we all have those stories, but as corny as it sounds, like that's the thing. And then I started investing in like relationships. I made friends with other therapists and like social workers and things like that became my circle. Hey, can you mentor me? Can you shadow me? Like, can I shadow you? Can I see what this looks like? I think that's something I want to do, but just kind of want to see what it looks like on the other side. And I had great people. Like, Larry Duncan failed me. I took a class with Larry Duncan at Metro, my first college class, and he failed me. He doesn't remember, but he failed me. And years later, he was supervising me at Charles Drew, and we were having these conversations. But before I had my degree, it was people like him and Sybil and Lovely Taylor that were like, come to this conference with me or sit in on this session with me and do these things with me because you got it. You got to zone in because this mind has always been all over the place. I've always had a million ideas and like, you just got to zone in. But once you zone in, you got it. But then I started seeing a need. So when I went to the master's program or bachelor's program even, people didn't talk about really intimate partner violence. Like, they give you the little worksheet and like the helpline and all that kind of stuff, but they didn't really zone in on like, how do you treat these people? Like, what do you do with them? Like, this is a whole population that nobody knows how to help. So I'm like, well, it'll get better when I get to my master's though. Did not.
Same thing. Like, people are
scared of that population. They don't want to deal with it. So I do. Like, it intrigues me. Couples intrigue me. Like, even in my, like, when I was doing the mock sessions and stuff, nobody picked the mock session with the couple. Nobody wanted to do that. Like, I want to do that. Like, that's the one I want to do. And I knocked it out of the park. And even my professor was like, you got a knack for this. Like, this is your thing. So with that, I mean, the relationship corner. Like, I want a place where relationships can come to thrive and grow. It started in COVID because people were working from home. And I was getting calls from survivors that were like, bruh, I'm stuck here. Like, there is no go to the library. There's no go away for a minute and get away from this person when they get angry. Like, you're at home. There's nothing you can do about it. You're working from home and they done pulled the phone out the socket. Like, they done broke your computer, your work computer. Like, what do you do with that? So I was like, at first it started out as just a retreat. Like, places where you can go to just work from home or get away from your abuser or have a therapy session, not at home with the people in your house. But then I got licensed and I was able to do therapy. But the relationship corner was always supposed to be a retreat, a place where you could just come and be and do the thing, whatever that looked like, whether it was yoga or meetings or whatever. And then folks started doing too much. And I couldn't do session in the same spaces that people were drinking and doing a lot. So, but once I got licensed, it became more apparent that we had to have some separation between those things. And then I met you.
Yeah.
I met you. And this became all of this. But intimacy is in every relationship even building relationships here, right? Like the people who would rent the space, they kept coming back because of the relationship. And then they would refer people to therapy because of the relationship. And all of that is intimacy. The conversations we have are intimate. You have intimate conversations with your children. Like that level of closeness and bond that you create in 2 minutes. It only takes 2 minutes. It doesn't take 2 years. So the ADHD mind in me is like, when people be like, I've been dating for 2 years and we don't know yet. Oh, you know. You know. You know. Because it only takes 2 minutes to like really vibe with somebody to feel like this is a person I can keep talking to. Yeah. Or absolutely the hell not. Like it.
Well, real quick, the 2 years about talking about marriage, you know, some people be figuring out that's that borderline personality disorder right there. They be falling in love every other day. And it's, I be seeing it. I'm like, man.
So let's talk about this though.
Okay.
Because I just made a whole post about borderline personality disorder because I'm seeing it so much that it's scary.
Yeah.
So yes, when it comes to like meeting a therapist or going out on a first date, yes, in 2 minutes, you're like, wow, this person is really cool. I like their vibe. I like their energy. Or no, I don't. But maybe I want to see where this goes or whatever. I'm just saying it don't take 5 years to figure out if you want to marry somebody. That's, Yeah. But when it comes to mental health, though, that's when we got to be a little careful and use our discernment, because I'm trying to be careful. But with borderline personality disorder, bro, you ain't even the same person you were yesterday. Like, how do I know what to expect? How do I know if I like you? Because you are different every time I see you. Mm-hmm. This week I see you and you everything is my fault and I'm looking at it wrong and everybody's looking at it wrong, and you done got fired from your job because you were late, but you were only late because they are so far away. Like, don't act like you don't know them people. That's like, you're like, but does that really make sense?
That's 100%. It's 100%. It's like it's almost like the opposite spectrum of a narcissist.
But that's the only way people know.
Yeah, I know. They only know, and a lot of times people attribute the title of narcissist to people who aren't even narcissists.
No.
And a lot of times, people ain't gonna like this one. If you're the one who's calling people narcissists, many times you probably are the narcissist.
Many times. It's you. You're the problem, actually.
You probably are. It's hard. Like when you're in a situation, it's pretty hard to identify a narcissist because they have you blinded and they have you believing that it's you so much. But if you're quickly able to say you're a narcissist, but you remain in the same space, we're dealing with something here.
Yeah.
We're dealing with something here that people don't want to talk about. But borderline, that's like. But
I want people to pay attention to those patterns, but you can't pay attention to a pattern you don't know, right? Yeah. So like that's why I put this stuff out there. Like, hey, this isn't narcissism. This isn't like y'all just be making up stuff and then y'all run with it and it becomes a catchphrase and people everybody's bipolar or everybody's a narcissist because those are the only two things you know. Mm-hmm. That's not it and that's not true. But borderline and bipolar, sometimes they trick me. Like it's really close, but there's certain symptoms. But like I said, 1 week, everything is everybody's fault. You only want me to be your therapist no more because I just don't get it and I'm whatever. And then the next week,
you're the best.
I am so grateful for you because I prayed about it and now I see. Yeah. Like I have to be the one to come up with this. Like it has to be my idea and I see now that this is why. And but it's really because my mom neglected me. It's really because of my childhood trauma that I'm this way. And I'm so glad that you're helping me to figure this out because, oh my God, what would I do? And,
yeah.
But then the next week, I'm going to Atlanta. I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to have all these ideas. But when it comes to relationships, I see it more as it's you. You're the problem. You're a horrible person. You're ugly. I don't even know why I married you. I don't even know why I'm with you. You're just da. And then that person's like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this. I'm leaving. Mm-hmm. I'm done. I don't want to do this. And then the person with BPD, all of a sudden now they're suicidal. Their life is ending. It's crushing them. They gonna find a faith leader. They gonna find a therapist. They gonna find somebody, anybody to fix this for them because they just, oh my God, I'm gonna lose my family. But even that's your fault because you're tearing the family apart. And it's like, and then the person comes back, right? Because I don't want you to kill yourself. I see that you're trying now and you done found Jesus in the last 2 days and it's
in the last 2 days is crazy.
all of this and they're super paranoid about everything. Everybody's talking about them. Everybody's going to know what's going on. They care about their image so much because they don't want people to know. And we miss it because one, this is so normal. When things become a norm, we miss the dysfunction. If everybody around me acts like this, it's normal. So no, when I'm asking people about any disorder in their family or whatever, no, ain't nobody got no disorder. I mean, little JoJo a little off. You know, he didn't start talking till he was 10, but I don't think they got no disorder or, you know, like, oh, he be angry all the time and he be hitting walls and he got and is everywhere because he think people talking about him, but you know, no big deal.
Just another day.
Just another day, because we should all be like that. Like, the way the mind works is so intriguing. The fact that everybody thinks this is normal. Mm-hmm. Everybody around you thinks this is normal because, well, my mom and dad were like that. Like, my cousins them act like this, so. But no, none of the stuff is normal, people.
Not at all. Not at all. And this, I think this goes right into the next thing I want to talk about, and something that you mentioned. Just learned trauma, learned survivorship. You mentioned a little bit just how like what is it? Interpersonal relationship. What's the term for it? I was just gonna say domestic violence. Intimate partner violence. I knew that. I don't know why I was drawing the blank. But you just mentioned just like how intimate partner violence. You mentioned something about it, and so we're gonna tie it in like this. Listen. We're gonna tie it in like this. I know that intimate partner violence and working with survivors is something that you're super passionate about. And many times with survivors, I know we can see some disorders, but it's seen as normal. Mm-hmm. Can you talk a little bit about like why you are so passionate working with relationships and individuals where this is present and prevalent?
Well, I mean, I'm a survivor. I was in an abusive relationship for 7 years, but then realizing that I've been in abusive relationships my whole life. That's why it's not, when I say all relationships are the same, because you look at the dynamics of your family and you go down like, well, that was kind of emotionally abusive. That was mentally abusive, which led to the physical abuse because you start seeing it as normal. Mm-hmm. You start seeing it as normal for people to treat you this way or not want you in their space, or your value is associated with what you can give people and not who you are. So then when some loser comes along that treats you like everybody else has been treating you, it doesn't feel different. It feels like what everybody else has been doing. So that's where it comes from. My passion comes from me wanting to help someone not be in a relationship for 7 years before they realize you don't have to do this. And not that I didn't realize I didn't have to do this. Obviously, I knew it was messed up too. Like, I didn't want to be in it either. But it's also not as easy as people think to just walk out. If that was that easy, we wouldn't have domestic violence or intimate partner violence groups and organizations and all this stuff. You don't just walk away. Yeah. You don't just pray it away. You don't just wake up one day and be like, you know what, I'm tired of you, I'm gonna just go. It's mental. It's manipulation. It's gaslighting. It's a roller coaster ride. I wrote an article about it in counseling today. Hey. That's the best way I could describe it, as a roller coaster. Like, if you think about most people, because some people are just like roller coaster junkies and they just love it. I'm not. But if you think about it, the first time you rode on a roller coaster, when you finally got tall enough and like everybody else had been telling you it's all great and like this is going to be exciting, and you get in line and you're like, it's my turn. Like, I'm finally about to do this. Like, the roller coaster is the long-term relationship, the commitment. Like, I got my person, like I'm finally about to do this, but you're in line at the roller coaster and you're like, everybody else is doing it. So like, okay. But the closer you get, you're like, like this is a little scary. I don't know if I can do this, but I'm in line. Okay. And you get on and you're excited, but then they put that bar down. When they put that bar down, it gets real. Like
you on
here. We locked in. Ain't that what we say? Like we locked in. Like we locked in, we good. You nervous, but you're like, okay, I can do this. You got somebody beside you. I can do this. You're locked in, you're safe, you're okay. And then you're on a straightaway. You're on that straightaway. The view is beautiful. Like, this feels good. I like this. I can do, what the hell? Like, twists, turns, chaos. Like, oh my God, my stomach drops. I'm scared. I'm terrified. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to get off. Girl, you 300 feet in the air. Like, you can't get off. At this point, you have to follow through. Like, there's no backseats. You're in it. And as soon as you're like, I don't want to do it, it's a straightaway again. Now, the worst is over. It's fine. Whew. I survived. This is okay. I think we're good. And all right, the thing is still on. Like, I didn't fall off. I'm all right. I survived. And we're on a straightaway. We're okay. And then it dips. And we are in hell. And we are as low as we can go. And then it goes back up. And then you eventually get to the point where that straightaway leads to the exit. And finally you get off. But you can't get off until it feels safe. Mm-hmm. You can't get off at the top. You can't get off at the bottom. You can't get off on the twists and turns. You have to wait till it feels safe. And they remove the hold they have on you. And then you can go. If you leave that ride at the wrong time, it can be deadly. Just like a roller coaster. If you take that bar off and jump off at the top, what's going to happen?
You're done.
You're done. So many victims, they don't die in the middle of the relationship. They die trying to leave the relationship. That's the most dangerous part. When you take that person away from their safety, because the abuse, like you're theirs, like you're their safety, you're their familiarity, you're their everything. So you threaten to take that away from me, they snap. That's when it gets hard. So I am passionate about saving lives. I am passionate to let people know that you don't have to stay in this cycle, but I also understand that it's not my job to tell you when it's okay for you to leave, when it's your time to leave, or how you need to leave, because you're the only person who knows when it's safe.
That's a vivid picture. And I think, that's a picture that many people probably don't get, especially like when IPV or domestic violence is in close proximity to you, whether it's like a friend, a family member, or even yourself. Like, I just need to leave. I just need to get out. I need to get out. Like, why don't you leave him? Why don't you leave her? Like, why are you letting somebody? And it's like, yo, if you had the picture of being like that relationship being a roller coaster, and you mentioned it, like it's at the top of the hill and you try to get out, you falling straight down to your death. And it, like, meaning if you just try to leave a relationship where abuse is heavy and prevalent, it could literally kill you. I think that perspective would reframe how a lot of people like look at, or how a lot of people approach people who are in those types of situations. You know, because the easiest thing to say is just leave. Like, why are you putting up with that? Like, why are you dealing with that? And it's like, what's the other option here? Ain't that well. Yeah. So tell us this. How do you coach individuals or therapize individuals that are going through these types of situations? Like, what does therapy look like? How do you meet them where they're at, and what does the journey through consist of?
So my entire practice is built off Maslow's. Maslow's is like my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah, that's the OG.
But now everything is built off of that. So I structure my sessions on Maslow's. But when it comes to IPV, all right, basic needs, like getting to safety, right? Like, how do we build this? How do we build Maslow's for you? Survivors are the expert. I am not the expert in your life. You are the expert because you are in the situation. Only you know what you need, where you're at, how you feel. And if you make the wrong step too soon, if you push them away, you come on too strong, something goes wrong, they're never coming back. Especially because if they're still in the relationship, they still have the abuser at home telling them that nobody is for them like they for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've been isolated. They've taken you away from your loved ones because those loved ones are a threat to them being exposed, right? Like they don't want nobody to pour into you and tell you that you don't need to be here. So they've isolated you. They've made you feel like they're all you have. So if you come to me and I'm like, yeah, you should leave. And I don't know why you would be with that person. And you're not making the right decisions and you're not praying enough and you don't have enough faith. And once again, now I'm just another person who's telling you all the things that you're doing wrong. I am here to empower you. I am here to focus on the things that you're doing right. So how do we build your esteem? How do we build your self-identity? Self-freaking identity. If I can help you find yourself again, if I can help build you up, you'll see it on your own. Mm-hmm. And that's the goal, is for you to be able to take the blinders off. Because they've had you blinded for a long time. That manipulation and mind control, man, I don't think anybody was like, I'm going to grow up and be in an abusive relationship.
I want to jump in right here real quick before I forget this because it's right on topic with that. Yeah, real quick. I almost forgot. As a licensed therapist, I'm big on mental health and I'm big on making sure that you're taking care of you. And I also want to get rid of this stigma that we got towards mental health. Like, there's nothing wrong with talking to a therapist. So if you're somebody that's out there that really wants to start getting their mind right, who wants to really start understanding their emotions and being able to process things that you probably repressed, that you probably ain't talked about, that you might have been even ashamed about talking about. Or check this out. You might not be ashamed about it and you just ain't found a person for you to talk to. You want to find somebody that's relatable, that can understand you, got a little swag, you know what I'm saying? A little swag. And they not too far removed. Make sure that you tap in with Bear Company Counseling. All you got to do is hop down in the description, click the link, put in your info, and the front desk rep will reach out to you and get you plugged in with a therapist that I promise you, as long as you're ready, will help you to get whatever you need right up here so that you can succeed in every other avenue and aspect of your life. Tap in with a therapist today at Bear Company Counseling. Now, you can get back to the video for real. I promise I won't hop back in again. What is the process like for somebody who is a victim, or even from the abuser side? Because I think they can be very similar in some aspects of that identity dissemination, like, or where they lose their identity. Like, how does an individual get to that spot? Because I don't think just anybody can, like, I think if I have a healthy understanding of self, I can identify these traits and I'll be like, before it gets too deep, I'm like, nah, not really feeling this. But I think we see with many people who are in these situations and predicaments, it's harder to see it because it's almost like that person feels the piece of our identity that we've been trying to find. So like, where does that loss of identity typically come from with these individuals?
It's interesting because when you were saying that, I was like, that could be anybody. And that's the piece that we miss with IPV. Like, it has to be a vulnerable person or a weak person or like whatever. Nah, it's anybody. Yeah. Like, it can literally be anybody. And I've taught these classes for years and I've seen lawyers and doctors and community leaders and all kind of people that are being abused. Mm-hmm. And you think they're the strongest people that you know, but they don't know themselves. And like you said, how do we get there? So what I've seen is this starts long before you even in a relationship with anybody, right? So for me, I became a mom at 14. There was no identity. Like, being a mom became my identity, right? then abuse and all these other things. That became my identity. Like you just get wrapped up in all the other stuff, all the other titles, all the other roles. That's why in my first session, I'm always like, nah, don't introduce me to you as that. You're not that. Like, who are you at your core? What do you stand on? What are your belief systems? Because if you don't have any, anybody can shake you. Like, what do you stand on? But think about when you developed your identity. How did you develop your identity? You had to unravel all that other stuff that was blinding you from who you really are. The disguises, right? The roles and the titles. So it starts way back then. But then you get the job, you then that's another identity, right? You introduce yourself as that. You become who you are in the community. Social media, all these other things form your identity. And then next thing you know, you're like, dang, I used to love doing art. And I don't even do that no more because it doesn't fit this expectation, this standard or whatever. But you can get in a relationship and it can be perfectly healthy. And
No.
I was like, what just happened?
No. Periodically. You good. I'm sorry.
You can get in a relationship and it can be perfectly healthy. And there's no abuse, no violence at all, right?
Yeah.
But you become a mom, a dad, a husband, a wife, a therapist, a railroad worker, whatever. And then you start to notice that even the relationship is like a business arrangement. You just start talking about who's picking up the kids, who paid this, did this get paid, where we got to go today, what we have to do. And it just becomes very transactional. Mm-hmm. Even then, you've lost who you are and you've just become these things. So there doesn't even have to be abuse present for you to lose yourself in the relationship. But if you never knew who you were in the first place, and then you have somebody manipulating you and gaslighting you and telling you who you are, then you start to believe it. People don't realize how much impact words have. When somebody's telling you every day, like, dang, you didn't let yourself go. Like, you probably need to, I don't know, you're getting a little chubby there. I don't know. Like, you don't really look like you used to look. You know, is that really your friend? She don't sound like she your friend. Like, I don't think you should hang out with her anymore because she don't have your best interest at heart. You know, she don't love you like I love you. Like, you know, she ain't gonna be there for you like I'm gonna be there for you. And then they show you because they're not horrible people. Like, I literally just had this conversation about my ex yesterday. He was an amazing person. Like, he made me laugh. He was handsome. He had an accent. It'd be them accents, boy. Them accents. But I mean, he looked out for me. He protected me from everybody but him. Mm. So in my mind, though, like, we were playing Monopoly yesterday. Like, we were downtown walking as a family, and like, he's at all the basketball games, and like, he does all the things, and he cooks me dinner, and he if I don't have it, like, he calling his mama like, hey, y'all need to send that because we ain't going without. Like, I got you. And then you don't. And then I've messed up something. I did something to take that away, to lose that. It's me, not you. Like, I got in trouble because I mismanaged something or I did something wrong. And you spend your time trying to figure out, how do I get back that version of you? So I'm going to help you get in school. I'm going to help you find a job. I'm going to have sex more. I'm going to do these things because I know you're there. I know who you can be. I just got to activate that side of you, right? Mm-hmm. But all of that we work through in session. Like, okay, how do we get you to be who you want to be? Not who he taught you to be or she taught you to be, because females are abusive. Yeah.
Men just report less.
Men report less, but females are almost equally abusive. And it may look different.
If not more. If we're being honest. If not more. But it's just that men are less likely to say anything out of that because of that stigma. This is not to discount the amount of men that are out there that are abusive, because there are a lot of men that are out there abusive. I just think it's a lot of women who are not. They just kind of, no, it's okay. This is normal.
This is normal. I've even had people who are like, well, he's less abusive than the last one, so this ain't that bad. Like, the last one put me in the hospital. This one just slapped me up a little bit. Like, or he just called me out my name. He's a little crazy. But
I hit him back.
I hit him back.
I hit him back. So
like, It's a whole conversation just to talk about abuse that we don't recognize as abuse. That emotional, that mental, those scars that are so deep that they can't heal because you can't see them. Mm-hmm. We can't reach them. That bruise, it'll go away in a week or so, and you'll forget that happened, and you'll move on because they'll wine and dine you, and they'll sex you down, and they'll release those hormones. That's a whole nother conversation about
love bombs,
what that looks like, and why we can't just be out here being intimate on that level with people, because it trains your brain to believe that you want to be close to that person. So you done got knocked upside your head, and then you got intimate, and now you like, what you want for breakfast? Mm-hmm. Like, how did we get here? That's how we got here, right? But you were like the abuse that we don't recognize as abuse, right? So like when we talk about mental abuse, emotional abuse, when we talk about emotional neglect, so now you're not acting how I want you to act, and I'm not hugging you anymore. I'm not kissing you anymore. I'm not talking to you because you are not worthy of my love in this moment. Like what that does to the psyche, and constantly making you feel like you're not good enough. So then I have to earn your love. I have to earn your affection. That's abuse. And it's not just from your partner, because friends do that too. Family members do that too. It's this is why I love relationships. Because you don't even realize that you taught your child to do this. Man. Every time they got in trouble and they all of a sudden weren't worthy of your love, or they didn't make the winning basketball goal. They didn't make the team. And now, you just not invested no more. Now they're in a relationship, and that's how they treat their partner. You have to earn my love. Why did that love should not have to be earned? Like it's not like your affection and holding me and making me feel valid shouldn't be something I earn. That's just how love should be. Yeah. But once again, it's the norm. You have to meet my expectations to get these things from me. I have a family that like their kid has to meet expectations to eat what they want to eat. That's abuse. Mm-hmm. That's not okay. That's not okay ever. Or even like we say punishment, right? Like you send a kid to their room. Okay, but like when are we sending them to their room? They're in their room while we're having family dinner. Like, that's different than discipline. Like this ain't prison. Like
you can't eat today.
Yeah, like what? Or you gonna eat in your room by yourself, and we gonna have family time out here. Like we gotta start looking at discipline and punishments in a way that are not damaging to your psyche, that are not also conditioning you to have unhealthy relationships later. Like, how can we communicate through the problem? How can we identify why? What are they even in trouble for? What did they even do? Yeah. Why did they do that? When was the last time somebody actually said, but why did you do that? Like, what was the motivation behind it? What were you feeling when you did that? Yeah, you cussed out a teacher, but why? Because she pissed me off, but why? like, let's just keep asking why. Like, what? Well, she knew I couldn't read, and she called on me. Okay. So like
so we dealing with some other emotions.
We dealing with some other stuff. Like I feel like I do therapy so publicly because I want you to be able to do these things at home for real. Like, sure, you're not going to come to therapy, but maybe if I share enough, you'll realize that you're living in dysfunction too. And maybe you'll start treating your kids different, or maybe you'll start treating your partner different, even if you'll never step foot in my office. Yeah. Because we sit here and watch these kids suffer. This is why I don't see kids, because I'd be mad at their parents. Now I want to fight your mama, and I can't do that. So I'd rather send the kids to Payton and I'll see the parents, and maybe if I can fix, or I can give them the tools to fix their relationship, because I don't fix relationships. Let's be real clear.
Or hey, that's a disclaimer at every
single session.
I ain't fixing you. I ain't fixing your relationship. I ain't fixing nothing. Your kid. I ain't fixing none of that.
I don't fix nothing. I give you the tools to fix yourself, and what you do with them when you leave here, that's on you. Mm-hmm. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Do you realize how much pressure that would be on me if I had to fix all 40 of these couples? I don't have time for that. Do not. Yeah. I got to fix my own house. Like, I don't got time for that. And then, that's a whole nother conversation of people with their expectations of us. Like, oh, well, your marriage must be perfect. Your kids must be perfect.
And we be lifing just like everybody
else. Okay? Be getting beat up in life. Because I'm not a perfect person, and no matter how many tools and knowledge I have, we still gonna mess up. It's still gonna be a thing. But I just want to spread the information. if you see my post and be like, dang, that sound like my best friend may have borderline personality disorder. It sounds like my best friend may be bipolar, or my husband, maybe he is depressed. Maybe that's why he's withdrawn and he's on the game all day and he doesn't want to engage with the kids anymore. It's not that he's lazy and he's just making me mad. Like maybe something's actually going on. But once again, we are taught to just lead with one emotion. It's either anger or nothing. Mm-hmm. Like we don't know anything else. So when we see our kids acting out, we just get mad at them and we just punish them and we don't look at what's actually going on. The amount of people, well, autism is new. No, it's not.
Autism been around. People just ain't acknowledged it.
I can literally remember kids in elementary school that was a little different and would only eat the same thing every day and wear sweatpants or shorts every single day, no matter how cold it was, because they didn't like the way the fabric. I didn't know they didn't like the way the fabric, but like now you think about it and you're like, this was a thing. Yeah. Like I know this was a thing, but we in our culture didn't get for it to be a thing. I don't get to eat what I want to eat. I get to eat what you put in front of me, and it doesn't matter if it makes me throw up or if it makes me like literally my skin's crawling. I got to eat what you tell me to eat. Mm-hmm. I have to go play with my cousins because you got to work. And this is you going to make me play with these people. You're going to make me sit over here. You're going to make me do these things that are really uncomfortable for me. And then when I get upset and I act out, I'm isolated.
Yeah.
I'm in my room. I don't get to be a part of the family anymore. So then you kind of just conform to the norms, which autism, the brain is a neuroplastic thing. Like they can learn to do what society wants them to do, which is why more females are less likely to be diagnosed because we adapt better. Like I've helped several people get a late diagnosis and they're 20, 30, one is even 42. Like they're like, I've always felt different. This has always been a thing for me. I'll hug you because I know when people greet, they hug. But I hate it. Like it literally hurts me. Like I don't like to do it, but it's an expectation, so I do it. Like we can learn to mask and do the thing, but these things have always been things we just don't pay attention. Mm-hmm. I feel like we're suffering in silence because we don't know. So if you and I can look like our people and talk like our people and walk like our people, and that brings the people in so that we can get this information out there, then so be it.
Yeah.
So be it. However we got to do it. If it's through social media, if it's through cooking in the kitchen, however we got to do it. We got people to save. Got work to do.
I feel that. I 100% feel that. And I think you hit it right on the head just with, again, just tying in how a lot of these things are just kind of normalized, right? From what people experience in relationships to even like some of the expectations that parents place on their kids that are unrealistic, unreasonable, and abusive at times too. It's like, if you're able to hear from a different lens and a different perspective, because we can throw all these big words out there all day and it's like, what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does this even mean? I'm scroll past. But if you're able to talk in a way that like it's catching somebody's ear, or like it sounds like something they would listen to, but then I tune into it and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, this sound like something my sister. This ain't my homie looked like he was just going through. You know what I'm saying? Like then it starts to pick up, especially with the diagnosis like autism. Autism spectrum disorder is a diagnosis that we're seeing a lot of. We're seeing a lot of backtracking with it. One, in the sense of like, we were making a lot of progress with getting those diagnoses out there and creating and setting up programs and things to be able to aid individuals that have autism or that are on the spectrum, because there's so many people that go undiagnosed. Mm-hmm. So many people go undiagnosed with autism. Like they think they just don't know how to talk to people, or they think like when they're in a social circle, like I just always feel awkward and I don't never know what to say. Like somebody say something to me and I'm just stuck and I can't talk. And it's like,
I just hate small talk.
Yeah. And it's like, no, you might be on the spectrum, you know?
Why do you think diagnoses are so scary?
Because you got to live with it. It's like, it's like my name's right here, but then before my name, instead of Mr., it's major depressive disorder Payton. It's bipolar teen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe people see a diagnosis as like this signed, sealed, and delivered fate, where it's like, now that's the only thing I'm going to be seen as. Anytime I go to the doctor's office, anytime I try to get a job, anytime I try to do X, Y, or Z, like, this thing is here and it's following me. My counter to that would be, I would rather know what disadvantages I'm looking at, as opposed to being blind to it and just kind of moving along. I don't think diagnoses are not signed, sealed, and delivered. It's more or less like, this is what you need to look out for. When you see yourself behaving or like exhibiting these things, it's because you're struggling with this here as a whole. And here are some things that can happen if you're starting to struggle with this. You know what I'm saying? For example, like major depressive disorder, or what people know as depression. You're not hanging out with your friends anymore. Your room looking real dirty. You're tired all the time. You overeating more, and it's not because you got the munchies. It's because you've been eating a whole bunch, right? Like, if I see that, then I know that right now I am having a depressive episode, and I can do something about that. But if I don't know any of that, right, I'm like, I'm not depressed. I just don't feel like being around people. Like, I'm just a little more hungry. I had, like, when I eat chips, I like to eat chips. It's whatever. Like, it's not even fun hanging out with them anymore. But you used to have fun, and they didn't do anything to you necessarily. So, like, let's start to unpack this. You know what I'm saying? We just got to talk about this stuff more.
It's like one of the people that were diagnosed with autism, before they seen me, suicidal, because they always felt like they were different. Parents mad at them because they won't eat. Like, they're like, bro, you ain't even ate food today. Like, your appetite is different, right? Like, all these things. And they just were so frustrated with misunderstanding themselves, because they're like, why am I so different? First session with them, can't make eye contact, making weird facial expressions. And it's funny, like, we are laughing at it, you know, like, I'm like, where, girl, what you got going on? Like, what's happening? Every time we go to session, you bring in a bag of Cheetos, and I'm asking, like, well, what else did you eat today? Nothing. This is what I eat all day. Like, I just get a big bag. It starts in the morning, and like, I just really like things that crunch. Like, this is my thing. Like, so then I'm like, well, tell me about your social circle. Let's talk about. I'm like, I'm pretty sure your child is autistic. Like, I know that they are homecoming queen and beautiful and all these things, but I'm pretty sure, like, all the signs are there. When they got the diagnosis, they literally became a different person. It's like you've had this 1,000-piece puzzle, and you've been trying to put it together your whole life with the wrong pieces. So once you finally put it together, it's like, this makes sense. Like, I can see this. Now they communicate better with all their friends, their family, their partner. Like, hey, I'm not actually being standoffish, or like, I'm not avoiding going places and doing things with you. It's just, it actually is really hard for me, but I am trying. Like, I want to do these things with you. This is what this looks like, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Or I may misread your social cues. So I may ask questions or I may not have gotten the joke. I'm sorry. Like, I can explain to you why these things are happening and make it make sense for you, so that you don't think I'm choosing to be this way towards you, or I don't like you, or whatever the case may be. It's not that. They now speak about autism. Nice. They did like a college essay on autism and scholarship essay. It's like my biggest success story. Like, it just makes me so happy inside, because it is a solution. It's an answer. And like you said, now you know how to cope, because you know what you're coping with. Like, if you just sit there undiagnosed, you just suffering and you don't even know what to do. Like, I talk about ADHD a lot, and we talked about ADHD a lot. And I feel like now that I know, I don't use it as an excuse, but I am like, oh, okay, teen, you're probably manic right now. Like, do you actually need that, or are you being impulsive? Like, me and my husband have a check-in. Like, if you still want to do that in 7 days, then you can do it. But if not, that was just the phase. Because either I'll forget about it or I'll lose interest.
Yeah.
Like I'll be super consumed with it, but then no. Like I've written 4 books and haven't read any of them.
You ain't read none of your books?
I haven't read them because I was consumed with it at that time and I really, really wanted to get it done. And I excuse everything else. Like patients are getting in my way. Like, dang, they actually showed up. God, I just want to write this chapter. But then once the book is over, it's over.
Yeah.
Like I don't think about it again. I wrote it. It's done. And
talk about it though, ADHD. Talk about that because that's a whole nother one too.
I think neurodivergence as a whole
is
another. It's just a different beast. ADHD, dyslexia.
Real quick, okay, I was about to say break down neurodivergence, but you're doing it. Go ahead. Sorry.
ADHD, dyslexia, autism, spectrum disorder, even bipolar is on the list of neurodivergent disorders. It's your brain just processes things differently. I don't think it means that you are less functioning or like we changed all that terminology because I function fine actually. Yeah. I actually was gonna ask you, and I'm like, what's the HIPAA violation here between the two of us as we just talk about our own diagnosis and like what that looks like?
Yeah, we consented.
Because to pull your card a little bit, okay, as the professionals, right?
Yeah.
I remember being like, bro, you are as ADHD as me. And you said you were not.
No, I'm ADHD 100%. And I be telling my clients, I be telling the therapists here that I work with, I'm just like, if I don't write something down, it's gone into existence and it was a good idea in that moment, or it was a good thought, it was a good conversation. Very great. It was a great conversation in that moment. But if it's not written down, if it's not placed on my schedule, do not make plans with me. And if I don't take my calendar out, that plan is not a plan. It's not. So if I tell you I'm going to do something and I never take my phone out, probably I'm not lying to you. It's not going to happen unless you remind me. Like, yeah, ADHD is a real thing.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
I do feel like ADHD people attract other ADHD people because we get each other.
Yeah.
Like the amount of times I came in this office and we sat and we're supposed to be having a meeting and talked about all the great ideas that we had and got so sidetracked and never got to the meeting, but also never executed those ideas.
Yeah.
But my phone overwhelms me. And people will get mad because I'm not texting back or I didn't call them back or I didn't respond to an email.
She got 3 phones over there.
Why are you telling my business?
And she talking about I don't get back. She got 3. How you gonna get back to 3 phones? And each one of them probably got a message box that say over 100. Right. Hold on, let me see. My phone right now. What I got? I got 438 unread messages. 121.
That would give me anxiety.
I don't even pay attention to it anymore. I click on it and sometimes they get read. I'm terrible at texting.
But I've learned my sensory things. So sight is a sensory thing for me. Like I can't see 400 unanswered emails.
Yeah.
I would think I have failed everything. Like I cannot so they are all checked. But I will check a text and be like, that's not something I can answer right now.
And forget all about
completely forget it even happened. And it's not intentional.
Yeah.
But if I tell you that, if I tell my best friend that, if I like other people be like, oh, I already knew. Like I was just gonna call you to follow up later. So when I'm talking to my family and I'm like, bro, you didn't call me. And they're like, why do I have to call you? I text you. I told you. I won't remember. And I had the best intention. Like I checked it to be like, I want them to know I checked it and I was there and literally forgot it happened.
She out here leaving people on red, y'all. That's crazy.
On accident,
I checked it because I wanted them to see that I checked it. That is crazy.
I wanted them to feel my heart.
I wanted them to see that the red bubble was there and you never respond. That is crazy work.
But now I have to leave it unread.
Yeah.
So that I will go back to it because I won't leave it unchecked for too long. So if I do that, that's how I train my brain to remember to go back and look at it. Because obviously my intentions and impact are 2 different things. And that's a whole thing. But ADHD is debilitating.
Yeah.
There are times where I go into that depressive moment. So obviously our mountains and our valleys, right? So during my mountain, I'm applying for this PhD program, which starts today. Today's my first day of school.
There we go. Congratulations on that.
But I'm applying for the PhD program. I'm writing a book. I'm coming up with a new program. I got this group I want to do. And we're going to do a therapist meetup. I'm going to do a therapy retreat for just therapists. And I'm going to do all these things. And like this, they're great ideas, right? And then the self-doubt comes in. Ain't nobody coming to that. Don't nobody want to do that. I don't even want to go because I don't even really like people in like that. I don't want to do the things that I just told people to sign up for. I don't want to do it. Why would people even show up to this? And I don't want to show up to this. And then I got to get dressed. I got to put a bra on. I got to put the face on and I got to smile and wave. And that takes my energy. Like, yeah, it's probably going to be a no, dog. I'm probably not going to do it. And then we have emails constantly coming in. We have phone calls constantly coming in. Like I said, sight. So if I walk in my house, I could have had a great day. I walk in my house, the dishes aren't done. One of my kids is standing on top of the couch. The other one is in the middle of the 6 puppies that we have because my dog had puppies and now I have 6 puppies and I see them and I hear them but it's sight and smell. Everything else, it just activates it more. But like if I see all these things and I smell something,
you turned up.
Bro.
Turned up.
All of a sudden I'm like, no, I don't know what's for dinner. Like I'm snappy, I'm short, I'm irritable. Like it literally disturbs my soul. It's not like you just getting on my nerves because nobody has done anything. It's internal. Like I literally am frazzled because of what I see and what I smell. Mm-hmm. So then but now that I know this, I have to communicate that to my family. Like, because they be like, damn, did you have a bad day? You had a bad patient or something? No, I was fine. I was fine until I got here. And now, like, everything is bad. Now they know, like, hey, make sure the puppies are clean and make sure, like, we take care of stuff before she get home and not, like, on a Cruella kind of way, but, like, this is how we support your mental health. And then I encourage him or them, like, what are your sensory things? What are the things that bother you? So that like I can support you in that way. Helping people to identify what their triggers are. Like there's 5 senses, guys. Autism, ADHD, all these things. It's not just, oh, it's loud in here. That's the only one that people focus on. But I got 2 small children and 8 dogs and all, like noise don't bother me. Like, I'm used to noise. But you stink, I can't deal with it. I literally left the house this morning because I couldn't. Like, I woke up, these puppies got to go this week. If you got a puppy, come pick it up.
She said,
they gotta go. Like 6 puppies pooping and peeing.
Yeah.
Can't do it. I walked downstairs. I smelled it. I didn't even, I just walked out the front door.
Yeah.
Like I literally just left my house because I can't. And I knew I had to be here. And I'm like, I'm going to be so irritable that I'm not going to be able to show up. I have to go. But this is why diagnosis is important because I'm able to say, this is sensory overload. I can't do this right now. I need to remove myself from the situation instead of just snapping out on everybody.
Yeah.
Y'all be crashing the hell out and have no idea why. Mm-hmm. And I be seeing those memes on Facebook. They're like, I'm sorry I crashed out. Like there was a tag on my pants and the TV was on and it smelled like poop. And sorry. It just can't explain it, but that's what you got.
Where's the line drawn between awareness of your diagnosis and using your diagnosis as an excuse?
Let's talk about that though.
Yeah.
Why is I hate the word excuse.
As a crutch.
I just think that like when we say that, it turns it into like it's not valid.
Okay. Here's some clarification because I can understand. No, because I can understand your point. I can understand your point. Not saying that the diagnosis isn't valid, but where I become aware. Let's say, for example, I have bipolar disorder.
And for the record, I know exactly what you were saying. I just like
facts. No. This is good. Yeah, no. This is good. This is good. I struggle with bipolar disorder. No specific one. We're not gonna get into details. Bipolar 1, 2, whatever. All the other things you can add on there. But I know I'm going into a hypomanic episode, and so then I create all of this chaos and I know what's happening, but then I just say, oh, I only did it because I'm bipolar. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the line drawn? Because that on one end, like, is valid, but then like if I'm constantly going into these episodes with whatever diagnosis I have, and then I just chalk it up to, it was just my.
But what are you doing about it? That's always my. Yeah, I have ADHD, but I'm putting systems in place and letting other people know how to support me, and I'm supporting myself. I've learned to leave my messages unread so that I can remember to go back to them. Like I communicate with my husband, a depressive state looks like, if you notice I ain't take a shower today, I'm probably sinking. Yeah. Like you're gonna have to like help me get out of that. Like, what are you doing about it? Your mental health is not an excuse. It's not a crutch. But it is valid, and these symptoms are valid, and they are present, and sometimes they can be debilitating. But if you're not going to do anything about it, then you are choosing this at this point. And that's where I do have a problem with that. And that's why, like, well, I even questioning you, like, okay, bro, but like, like, what are we going to do about it though? Because like, you got to accept it first to even start doing something about it. But I see those people all the time that are just like, oh, I'm BPD though. Oh, I'm bipolar though, or I'm a sex addict. So, okay, like you just gonna be that? Like I said, our brains are adaptable. Like they stretch. You can learn new behaviors. You don't have to be this way forever. Yeah. Like you could be ADHD and non-detectable if you put systems in place.
That sounded so crazy. That's the way that you just put that ADHD non-detectable. That's.
It feels crazy.
That sound crazy. That sound. Never mind.
No, go. Why does that sound crazy, Payton?
I just.
Because the way your mind works.
The way my mind, exactly. Listen, if y'all watching this video, go ahead and hop down in the comments. Let me know what ADHD detectable sounds like. I just want to know what it sounds like to y'all. If it don't sound like anything, just say that and call me crazy. But if it sounds like something, if it even has a little seasoning of something else.
You are annoying, bro. Like,
but I feel you.
You are annoying. Now I have to take my mind where your mind goes.
Yeah, you're annoying. You see, I'm like, dang, I could be ADHD undetectable. What they got to put me on? What's the?
Get out. Look, this ain't even my office. Get out.
I'm sorry. I don't even remember what you were saying.
Symptoms can decrease.
There we go.
And you can manage them.
Yeah.
They don't have to consume your life. It doesn't have to be like this forever. I am medicated. I am proudly medicated. But even that, like, we don't talk about med management. So when I talk to patients about, hey, at this point, this may be something we need to, I have levels, right? Like you level 1, level 2 therapy, and maybe you can take a walk and drink some water and do the things. But once we get past that, bro, like when your mind work like our mind work, and we have as many tasks as we have to complete.
I'm gonna need you to get on that 10 milligram.
We need help. But why do you need help? Because your brain has gaps, right? The medicine responds to those receptors. Like if there's holes in there, the medicine goes in and fills those holes so that your brain can function as a full brain and it can do the things that it's supposed to do. If something is missing, why would you not want to fill the holes? Why wouldn't you want to fill the spaces, right? Mm-hmm. If you had cancer or you had any other physical health disorder, you would gladly take the medicine. Your brain is the most important muscle you have. Why would we not want to take care of it? Mm-hmm. But it's because people have seen what medicine does, right? So and I know you've heard this too, like, I've seen people take medicine and they become robotic or they become a zombie. I don't never want to do that. They didn't do med management.
Yeah.
That wasn't the right dose. And it may not even give them the right medicine.
And they probably just went to their primary care.
Which is
nothing wrong with going to your primary care, by the way. Like if you need to go to your primary care as a first stop to get medicine, do that. But I would encourage you not to stay with a primary care for med management because they're not going to be specialized in any of those medications or the diagnoses that they're prescribing for, but they have the capacity to be able to do so. Continue.
Absolutely. Like your primary care physician, if you're like, I'm having anxiety attacks every day and I need something, okay, cool. But they ain't did no assessment, haven't done. And we know that, okay, it might not be anxiety though. Like anxiety may be a symptom of another disorder, like ADHD, for example. I just want to throw in there that whole issue with like the psychiatrist coming for me has still been an issue.
Yeah.
Because a lot of psychiatrists don't believe in adult ADHD, autism, neurodivergence as a whole. So their first reaction is, here she goes, sending somebody else for ADHD or autism. You're bipolar. I had each one of those patients. I didn't tell them to. Each one of them went and got re-diagnosed from someone else. And I said, if you want a second opinion, get a second opinion, but don't tell them what the diagnosis is.
Yeah.
Just let them evaluate you. Each one of them had ADHD or were autistic. I don't just be making stuff up, but people don't believe in it. So it's not easy to get an adult ADHD or autism diagnosis off the bat.
Yeah.
But if you can get it, medication helps, like bipolar disorder, all of these things, even BPD, like people be like, ain't nothing you can do about it. You just got it. But there's mood stabilizers. We can do something. Cause you don't have to live like this.
Yeah.
Like you are intolerable.
And I know another big barrier to just like medicine is like that it's not natural. I'm putting this stuff in my body that's chemicals and
But
I don't
you
want
drink.
Look, we don't even got to no. That's what's normally said, but you drink, but no, we're gonna cut that out. You don't drink or smoke. But you eat McDonald's. But you eat hot Cheetos. You like honey buns.
Not honey buns.
Tell me about that ramen noodle pack that you just ate. Chicken flavor.
Have you looked at the back of them?
That's what I'm saying. You talking about chemicals that you putting in your body, but you putting all type of chemicals in your body every day because it tastes good. And then you talking about you don't know what them chemicals, what is Maldextrose doing to you? Xanthan gum, which is in your Tapatio hot sauce. What's that doing to you? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why are we picking and choosing what chemicals we don't know about to put in our body, but we know some chemicals will help us to be able to balance out our mood or will help us to be able to bring down some neurotransmitter levels so that we can function at a normal level. But the other ones, they just taste good. So
because I've never seen somebody have a bad situation with eating McDonald's besides gaining weight.
And then having heart failure.
But we don't talk about all that though.
No, we don't.
But people always go back to, they used to do experiments on us though, and they messed up our brain, and them clear people was messing with us, and they want us to conform and all that, and all those things that you use to control your brain. But actually McDonald's and Burger King, they're controlling your brain too. Consumerism, all of that stuff is controlling your brain. But we don't have to have that conversation. All I'm saying is at least the medicine that you're putting into your body is creating more of something you already are supposed to have anyway. It's giving you what your body is supposed to make on its own, but your body isn't making it on its own. So you need help to produce more of it. You're not going to get that. Like, yes, I'm actually not the therapist that's like, don't smoke weed. At least know what strain you need though.
Facts. You smoking an indica or a sativa? What you doing?
At least be educated about what you're putting in your body. Because if you're becoming more depressed, which marijuana can do, it may be the strain that you're smoking. There are ways to go around that. It may be giving you anxiety. Like, you need to know what you're putting in your body. But it's not giving you the hormones and things that your body is already producing. Mm-hmm. It's definitely not doing that. Alcohol is definitely not doing that. But the medicine is supposed to do that. And if the medicine isn't doing that, you're supposed to go back to the doctor. Yeah. You're supposed to tell them it's not doing the thing it's supposed to do, and let's find something that works. If you're a zombie, you're not supposed to be. I'm medicated right now. I'm still showing up as Teen. I'm still me. My energy is still the same. I'm not falling asleep. Like, I'm fine.
That'd be crazy if you was on here falling asleep, Teen. I would kick you out. I would have to.
You would not kick me out. I'm literally your favorite person.
I would have to.
Besides your wife. I definitely feel like I'm one of your favorite people. But Facts. There's also not a song playing in my head right now. I'm not thinking about all the emails that I didn't respond to. I'm not thinking about what I'm going to cook for dinner. Like, I'm able to just be present with you. I never even thought that was possible. Yeah. I thought that was normal. As soon as I wake up for the day, I have a song in my head. Whatever the last song was playing in the car, that's going to be on loop. Have you ever had a song on loop in your head and you don't know the words, bro? Like, that is the worst thing in the world. Like, I don't even know the words, but it's playing in my head. Yeah. Like, it's painful. That doesn't happen anymore. I'm literally like, okay, I'm talking to Payton. This is what we're talking about. I may forget where I was going with a point, but for the most part, like, I'm on it. I'm going to go. I know what my schedule looks like. I'm going to complete my task. I'm not like, I don't feel the need to write another book. I'm not going to become so consumed with something that I'm distracted from everything else. Like, I have execution now. It's crazy.
I feel that.
It's crazy.
All in all, go get medicated. Go get medicated. Stop playing. Ashwagandha ain't gonna do it for you. Go get medicated.
And maybe it will.
That's level 1 or level 2. Level 1, level 2, ashwagandha will do it for you. But if you above that, stop playing.
And the more tasks and responsibilities you have, the more prevalent symptoms will become. Because people are like, nah, because I would have had that my whole life. You did. You just didn't have nothing to do, so it didn't matter. You didn't have kids to take care of. You didn't have to go here, there. You didn't have a business. You didn't have all that.
You didn't have no bills, so it didn't matter how much money you spent.
I actually asked ChatGPT to explain it to someone who was absolutely resistant to the idea of it. Like, I'm not getting through to them. Help me explain this in a way that's going to... And they said, it's kind of like going to the gym and asking, like, your muscles are tired and they're already fatigued, but then trying to lift even more. Like, your brain, when you have ADHD, is already zapped. Like, it's already tired. And then you added all these extra tasks and children and entrepreneurship. And now your brain is like, I cannot. Because they're like, well, why is it so bad now? Like, because your life is crazy. Yeah. That's why. We got to remove tasks. And because we can't remove tasks, we have to delegate. We got to figure out what this stuff looks like. So I love seeing you take vacations and like have a whole staff and a whole team, because you can't function any other way.
You remember when I first started? Yeah, when I was first in here, there was no vacation. There was no,
But you were kind of snappy.
I was. But I wasn't even like snappy like that though. But I was like, dude, it was constant on edge, because like,
there's always something. And
the way my mind works, it's always something, but then I'm creating even more inside my head. And so it's like, yeah, I'm definitely taking vacations now.
It's a necessity though. Like, that is your treatment plan. It's a requirement. Like, our brains have to have that time where there's nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I just get to enjoy, which is why we started doing the retreats. Self-identity. So we do 2 different types of retreats. I do one retreat that is the sister circles, brother circle, where we have emotions and cry and release, relive, relate, all that good stuff. Like, cool. But then the level 2, the release your inhibition. So like, level 1, you're putting it all out there. You're acknowledging the trauma. You're releasing it. You're doing all that. Now level 2, let's build it back up. Level 2, we're going on adventures. We're doing things that you would never do. So you can determine if you like these things or not. Like, who are you? What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? So Chicago, Phoenix, all these different places that are like close enough where it's affordable to go, but far enough from home where you don't have to worry about running into your neighbor or anything like that. Not that we're doing stuff that's just so inappropriate, but still, like, people deserve privacy and they deserve autonomy. They deserve to just be free without those limits. And it has been amazing. But for 3 days, you're not mom, you're not dad, you're not the worker. You're just you. And you can eat whatever you want to eat, and you don't have to worry about, let me cook this without onions because the kids don't like, no, we just get to be free, and we're horseback riding and ATVing and like crazy stuff that on a normal day, teen doesn't get to do. Yeah. That's just not what my life looks like. But for 3 days straight, that's all I'm doing. And then we're like, I didn't like that. I don't think I ever want to go horseback ride again. My thighs were on fire. Like, never want to do that again. Okay, we can cross that off the list. We're done. People are like, that doesn't make sense. Why does she want to do that? Why do you need to go do those things? Why do you got to go out of town? And she makes you sign an NDA. And why you got to...
It's not for them.
It's not for you. It's not for you. But for the people that it's for, It has been amazing. And they are starting to be like, I like this. I like this version of me. I don't want to go home and live in a box. I don't want to wear this mask every day. I want to be me. How can I be me at home? Let's figure that out. Then we can have that conversation. It has just been the best thing I could have ever done. And it's like a secret society. Because you do sign NDA, so nobody knows who's in it, who's doing it.
If you in there, you in there. If you're not, then you just don't know.
You just don't know.
We coming up on time though, team. This was a good conversation. This is literally
our conversation all the time.
Yeah, I know. And I remember I used to tell you, man, team, when you gonna come on the pod? When you gonna do the pod?
You was trying to get me to do my own.
I was trying to get you to do, because I feel like you should do your own too. You got good words. You got lots of good words that just fall out your mouth.
It's a disorder.
But they fall. It's a disorder. No, but for real, like you be talking some stuff that people need to hear. So this might not be the last time that you're on the episode.
I was like, I feel like there's so many things that we said we was gonna talk about that we didn't even get to talk about.
That's okay. That's what I'm saying. We got more times that you can come on, that we are going to be able to conversate about a lot of these things. But before we close out, what's like one thing that you would leave with somebody? We covered domestic violence. We covered neurodivergency. we covered so much. I guess if we had to boil it all down to, I'm somebody who is living life, but I'm not living the life that I want to live. I'm not in the relationship that, in my mind, when I'm dreaming about a relationship, it's not the one that I wanted. I'm not able to interact. I'm not able to have intimacy with the people that I want to have intimacy with. What is something practical that they could take, or actionable that they could do as soon as we cut these cameras off, as soon as the episode ends and they decide not to watch another episode because this is like the third episode that they've been binge watched in a row? What can they do?
That is such a loaded question.
Ooh, it is.
It's such a loaded question. I know it's going to sound corny, but I would seriously suggest looking up Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Start at the bottom of the pyramid. Are my basic needs met, first and foremost? What does that look like? Are the people around me helping me to meet my basic needs? Are they helping me to build safety? What is safety for me? Safety is not just physical safety. Emotional, mental, financial, spiritual safety. How do I foster a safe environment that looks good and feels good? Feels good. What feels good to me? Then what does it look like to build my esteem? And all of these things, right? And a sense of belonging. Everybody needs a sense of belonging. If you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it has all the explanations and all that good stuff. Study it, love it, live your life by it, because the only way that you get to the top of that pyramid is to cover all of your other bases. If your friends, your relationships, if you are not meeting the standards on that pyramid, let's have a conversation. Talk to somebody, get an accountability partner. It don't have to be a therapist. I will say therapy is not for everybody. Everybody does not want to be in an office. I feel like therapy is for everybody. I know therapy is for everybody, but you may not feel like therapy is for everybody. But have somebody you can talk to. Have somebody that you can take that mask off, that you can trust, that's like, hey, you're not showing up as the best version of yourself, which is why you don't require other people to show up in your life that way. It starts with you. So work on you, fix you, and everything around you will change. Self-identity, self-esteem, self-confidence, all of that. Because guess what? When I show up in a room, I'm that girl. In every room I show up in, on my worst day, at my highest weight, at my ashiest ankles, I am that girl because I believe that. And I know who I am. And so other people treat me accordingly because of that. If you want those things in your life, it starts with how you feel about you.
Come on. Y'all heard it here first. But we got to go. I appreciate everybody for tuning in to another episode of the CYR podcast. When you clean your room, you change your life. We out.
I do like that though. Yeah. Clean your room, change your life.
Clean your room, change your life.